episode of our Hainan series, we'll be spending most of our time outdoors, rain and shine. We'll be slowing down our hectic city pace to enjoy Hainan's rainforest and rural tourism and witness how vibrant the local Li minority culture is. Welcome to Travelogue and to the Hainan series. We'll now depart Haikou and head south to the central part of Hainan where we'll mingle with the Li minority and also spend a bit of time in a rainforest. You ready? Let's go! In the fourth episode of our Hainan series, we'll take you from Haikou to Ding'an County to get a taste of Hainan's rural tourism. We'll then continue south to Wuzhishan, the highest point on Hainan Island, where we'll spend most of our time in the wild outdoors. And the last stop in this episode is Baoting County, where we'll lap up the vibrant culture of the Li ethnic group. Our first stop in Ding'an County is this 800-year-old Taoist temple in Wenpifeng. Now, I don't have much information about this place, hence we've had to hire a tour guide for this. Usually, Wudangshan, or the Wudang Mountains in Hubei province, is the first place that comes to mind when Taoism is mentioned, because of the numerous Taoist monasteries to be found there. Not many people know of the existence of this Taoist temple in Wenpifeng that has been around since the Song dynasty.
白玉禅呢，他是海南人士。那么在36岁的时候，选在这个地方修隐归真，修道成仙。道家的南宗第五位祖师爷呢，白玉禅就相传呀，他是道家南宗来讲，就是真正的第一文化名人。
Bai Yuchan was a child prodigy who was able to compose songs at the age of 7. His father's death made him reflect on the fragility of life and convinced him to study Taoism. He traveled to many places to preach, but decided to return and settle in Wenpifeng. And I can certainly understand why. This place up on a hill is so calm and serene, you can almost feel your mind being cleared. Next, we head to Ding'an County's Berry 100 villages. This is the largest area for rural tourism in Hainan. Some 320 eco-villages have been built in the county, with rest stops for tourists just a few kilometers away from each other. I really do admire how they cater to tourists without losing the integrity of the place. You can find rest stops like this in every town within Ding'an County. This is where you can rest, relax, have a meal, and even rent a bike. This bike costs just 10 yuan for 2 hours. Such a good deal. There are several different cycle routes to choose from when you're here in Ding'an County. You could pedal among the banyan trees, or in the volcanic villages, or even alongside the paddy fields. We've chosen the latter as we've heard that many artists head to the fields to sketch and paint the beautiful scenery. 你好，你好，哇，你画的这个榕树吗？哇，你这榕树画的真的好漂亮哦！我刚才看到那牌子说这是棵爱情树啊，这样这有什么传说吗？He says that back in the Yuan dynasty, there was a prince who was sent into exile here. He met a local girl called Qingmei. They fell in love and each planted a banyan tree. After hundreds of years, the tree grew into one. The locals commemorate this symbol of lasting, resilient love by calling it the lover's tree. Speaking of exile, Hainan was at one time viewed as a remote and forbidding place at the end of the earth. To the Chinese, it was the tail of the dragon fit only for convicts such as disgraced officials who spoke out against the emperor. But fast forward 2,000 years, It seems like a particularly beautiful and friendly place to be exiled to.
Xing'an is the home of Cheong Opera, and every night they've got performances running from 8:30 till 10. I hear it's some party in there, so I think it's something we should not miss when we are here in Xing'an.
It's really nice to be involved in something so local, to soak up a traditional performance and also to people watch. Unlike many local operas which are being saved from a slow death by government support, the Cheong opera scene here is very much alive and kicking. It's really quite unusual to see something so traditional still going strong at grassroots level. Although I don't understand what's being said or sung, I think words aren't that important in situations like this. Their actions, intentions and energy overcome the need to understand what they're saying. And their passion, warmth and enthusiasm in keeping the tradition alive has touched me in a way I hadn't expected. I suppose I feel something akin to relief when I see the younger generation sportingly participating. It gives us hope that the tradition will live on for at least another generation. Next, we'll experience the wilderness of the mountainous central part of Hainan, conquer some deceptive rapids, and observe the authentic lifestyle of the Li people in the best-preserved ethnic Li village in Hainan. After traveling on the road for roughly 3 hours from Xing'an County, we arrive at Wuzhishan City in the central highlands of Hainan. It has a comfortable average annual temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, and the air is pure with 8,000 to 10,000 negative ions per square meter. It's easy to get to Wuzhishan City by bus if you're departing from Haikou or Sanya. However, you might need to consider renting a car if you're departing from smaller towns such as Xing'an.
It takes about 40 minutes to get from Wuzhishan City to Wuzhishan, also known as Five Finger Mountain. The mountain got its name because its peaks resemble 5 fingers. Now, I've been told that it rains a lot in the afternoon, so make sure you bring along your raincoat, some water and also insect repellent.
When it rains, you come face to face with many creepy crawlies, especially leeches. So if you're not very keen on them and don't have insect repellent, you'd be advised before you set off for your hike to pull your socks up over the bottoms of your trousers and grab some salt from a nearby restaurant to sprinkle over the leeches when they're on you. That should make them fall off immediately. Most of the rivers and streams on Hainan Island originate from Wuzhishan, the highest mountain on the island. The first and second peaks are usually where casual hikers head to, while the third, fourth and fifth peaks are considered the dead zones, as they are too steep and dangerous. If that excites you, make sure you go with a buddy so you can look out for each other. As I take a short break by the stream, I start to wonder how Bear Grylls, renowned host of Discovery Channel's Man vs. Wild, survived filming in the thick and remote parts of Wuzhishan during typhoon season. And here we are, turning back as it starts to rain. If you don't fancy getting soaked, you should avoid the rainy months of May till October and typhoon season, June to September. Okay, so the rain went as quickly as it came, but still, it topped the water we need for our next activity, drifting. Wuzhishan's dramatic landscapes, coupled with its close to daily rainfall, make it perfect for drifting. Despite what they say about this activity being thrilling but without danger, or 有惊无险, it's still best to exercise proper caution.
最好是帅哥配美女啊，不要全部是美女在一起，帅哥在一起啊。漂流安全管理规定哦，是光脚、双拖鞋或高跟鞋都禁止漂流喽。好，下水了，双脚在里头，竹竿在外面。可以去拉漂了。
All right, here we go. The whole journey from start to end takes about 50 minutes, and I'm going to get obviously very wet here, so I'm going to have to hand this back to the team.
As I paddle in calm waters, I think to myself, what's so terrifying about this? It's completely soothing and far from dangerous. I'm half wishing I'd brought some food so I can have a picnic whilst allowing the gentle current to carry me through the picturesque surroundings. Minus those tree branches, of course. That's until I hear the urgent gushing waters and see how steep the slide down is that I realize I've only experienced the calm before the storm. Okay, now I think it's my responsibility to warn you to please watch your back. Amid all the fun and excitement, I did pick up a couple of bruises. So please do be careful.
That was like a ride in a water theme park, except it's so much wilder, less manicured, and absolutely unpredictable. And that's the fun part of it. We've just arrived at Chubao village. It's about 1.5 hours drive from Shui-Man-Xiang, and this village is by far one of the best preserved Li minority village in Hainan.
The Li people are the largest indigenous group living on Hainan Island, and according to archaeological findings, the Li were the earliest settlers of Hainan. That was over 3,000 years ago. With a population of about 1.3 million, scattered mainly across the mountainous central part of the island, the Li people live mainly on agriculture. And appropriately so, since Hainan is located in the subtropics, in a volcanic region where the soil is fertile and the rainfall plentiful. All in all, highly suitable for agriculture. This village is an ideal place to observe the Li people going about their traditional way of life. No demonstrations, no performances. This is just the way they are. And as I walk about the village, a smell wafts in my direction. Oh, this smells pretty strong. It almost smells like star anise or some other kind of spices. Nice stuff. Wonder what this is.
哎，你好。
你好。
哎，你会说普通话吗？
不懂。
哦，不懂啊。
你懂海南话一点。
I'm not really familiar with the Hainanese dialect, so but our driver he knows how to translate. 师傅，来帮我们翻译一下。好。我想问我们那个，我在那个晒台那里看到，就是你们晒的那些东西是什么？
这嘛？
是梨啊。
这个啊。就是草毛樹咯。
嗰啲啲梅咯，黑地咪啲咪㗎。
咁我哋話嗱，佢哋幾多係能跨幾多一子咯？
一枝。
一枝都是梨藥。
海南四大梨藥之一。
哦，哪是？
The Li people are well known for their knowledge of herbal medicine, built up in the course of 3,000 years of practice. They've made an important contribution to traditional Chinese medicine. Their remedies for venomous snake bites, malaria, rabies and other diseases have proved to be very effective.
你们现在都还用，是种自己用。
现在用了不？
用也得用。
现在用。
用。感冒用的。
怎么就这样弄成粉，然后就这样喝吗？
怎么咧？佢話佢藥材鋪亦都有㗎啦。
買到藥店等藥。買到藥店等藥。
買到藥。
The average life expectancy on Hainan Island is roughly 75 years. This longevity is thanks to its fresh, clean air, lush greenery, the simple way of life, and Hainan's traditional Chinese medical treatment. These Li villages are so remote, it only makes sense for them to make the best out of their surroundings. And this has led to the discovery of many natural cures. Coming up next, we'll isolate ourselves amidst the rainforest, get down and dirty in the fields, and celebrate the ethnic Li heritage with some music and dance. From Wuzhishan, it's about an hour's drive to the next county, Baoting, where we'll visit Qixinling, just 9 kilometers northeast of Baoting County. Though there are a number of different stories explaining the name of this place, Qixinling, or Seven Fairies Ridge, is essentially a mountain ridge with 7 peaks. This place is famous for its many hot springs dotting the base of the mystical mountain, and it's best to hire a car to get there.
There are only 8 resorts here in Qixinling that have hot springs, and as to why I've chosen this, I'll show you why in a bit.
Most resorts here nestle amidst the tropical rainforest. So, while you're here, do take a leisurely walk and enjoy the sense of isolation you'll never get in the city. These resorts are located at the foot of Qixinling, where the big draw is the curative powers of the natural hot springs. Here, you can treat skin problems, relax your muscles and joints, and stimulate your blood circulation. Some people's idea of a relaxing dip in a hot spring would be by the sea or up in the snow-covered mountains. But here in Qixinling, not only are you in a rainforest, you also get a high chance of rain. And trust me, that definitely brings dipping in hot springs to a whole new level.
This resort has over 40 private villas with its own little garden and hot spring. And every villa has its own design. Guests are really spoiled for choice here.
These villas resemble the houses in Jiangnan, the water town south of the Yangtze. It's a clever and tasteful blend of Jiangnan culture with the rainforest, peppered with some local Li and Miao flavor.
Many hotels over here take advantage of the natural beauty of their surroundings and offer as authentic an experience as possible to its guests. And this hotel's focus is on its paddy fields.
On our way from Qixinling to Erica Valley, we stumble on this resort. It's built right by the paddy fields, so you can be lulled to sleep by the deep croakings of the bullfrogs and be awakened by the crowing of the roosters.
Miss, this is our guest room area.
Okay.
I will show you one room. This way, please. Can you let me show you our room?
Okay.
One moment, please. Okay.
To be honest, I didn't expect to find such luxury in the paddy fields.
All of the third 3 rooms face to the paddy field.
Yeah, wow, it's beautiful. So all of the rooms are... According to Tony, this hotel offers their guests the opportunity to head down to the paddy fields to work. So, shall we?
Let's go.
Go.
是这里啊。
哎，你好。
这是我们客人上来去插秧。
要教我们讲怎么插秧啊？
插秧可以，要戴草帽。
哎，哦，谢谢谢谢。戴帽啊。Cool. Coming from Malaysia, I've never had the chance to plant paddy, so I'm quite looking forward to this. 哎，走吧。
Now I truly understand the meaning of 粒粒皆辛苦 in the famous ancient Chinese poem, which means there's hardship behind every grain of rice.
Not bad, I'm getting the hang of this. I could do this. 就几个月过后就可以收割了。3个月。Well, they do this 3 hours in a day. It's hard work bending down for 3 hours at a time, and I'm never gonna waste rice anymore. 来吧，给你饭。哎，来，哎，又来啦。
上来吧。 拎着你的鞋。
哎，我的包。哇，好烫，好烫！
感受了。
感觉咋样？
啊？
感觉咋样？
啊，我可以做农夫了。你看插到几乱呢？哎呀！
没事，有人还拔呢。
你插的太差了，人家不要你那个。
啊，不要我了。Our last stop in the central route is Pinglangu or Erica Valley, located on the border of Baoting County and Sanya City. It is considered the most important tourist attraction in Hainan as it is the place to experience Li and Miao culture.
胸口10公分处说一声 bolong，bolong， bolong 就是俚语槟榔的意思。
好 bolong。
同时蕴含着祝你幸福、吉祥如意，然后竖起大拇指呢，也称赞对方说你很漂亮、很靓丽的意思。
This is our guide Tan Tan who will bring us around Pinglangu, Erica Valley to learn about the Li and Miao culture. 来吧。
This place is called Erica Valley because it's situated in a valley several kilometers long, surrounded by Erica palms and lush jungle. Here you can see a variety of Li and Miao culture on display. After all, Hainan Island is the traditional home of the Li people.
类似这样子的东西挂在这里，然后牛一走路的时候就会这样蹬蹬蹬。
哦，这是挂在牛上。
但是我们黎族呢也拿它来作为乐器，然后是这样子敲。发现吗？音质不一样。试一下。
Wow, this feels a bit more porous. This one is harder, so it creates a different kind of sound to it. 这个呢？
这个都不一样，所以你要用2只手一起来敲。
OK。在你们这有就是当音乐对吗？
对，它是一种乐器来的。
Interesting.
The Li people's musical instruments are made mainly out of wood, bamboo, coconut shells, and sometimes ox horns. And that's their famous nose flute. The Li people's love of life is evident in their upbeat music, songs, and dancing. I wonder if it's Hainan's year-round sunny and tropical climate that affects the people and their music? Maybe.
Wow, this is one of the most ingenious instruments I've ever seen in my
阿公把它
life.
拉起来，让他看一下我们当地的乐器。他都高兴了，给你吹一曲了啊！
好聪明啊！
那你知道它叫什么名吗？
这叫什么？
阿公给它取了一个好听的名字，
叫什么？
叫做鸳音箫。
鸳音箫。Wow, this is ingenious. So it serves as an instrument, and after you've had a good performance, you celebrate by smoking the pipe. 真的很好。
这是我们黎族的当地一首情歌哦。
情歌。
看到你这么漂亮的女子，我们的阿公才吹到。
On Hainan Island, Li boys and girls engage in a tradition called romance in the mountains. This involves them standing, singing opposite each other in 2 rows. Each time the singing stops, the boys take 1 step forward. This goes on until boys and girls come face to face and off they go into the rubber tree forest together.
These Li minorities are excellent climbers. They're right now going to climb up and throw some erica nuts down for me. 好了吗？
好。
准备好了吗？
好了。
可以吗？
可以了。哦，你这个慢点，就慢这个。
要看看谁，你就接他的槟榔啊！哎呦，再来一个。
再来一个。
没了。
还有吗？
哦，好。再扔一个。
再来一个。加油！做到了！
不要那么高兴啊，还有更高兴的，你接了人家阿哥兵来，你就是他的老婆了啊，你要嫁给他的啊。
Oh no, I'm his. 哦，就是这个传统吗？哦 no， 你早不跟我说。
你那2个阿哥都为了你爬上树了，
那我抓了，我拿了那么多，什么意思？
那说明他爱你爱得很深呐，你一定要嫁给他了，非他不嫁了啊。
Oh, I'm in trouble.
下来吧。看我。
Yeah.
Our journey through the central part of Hainan has been truly eventful and refreshing. Although it did rain for a couple of moments, I think that has only added to the experience. I'm Kaylee Lam, and I'll see you again at Travelogue.